What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be battling the JBL Xtreme 3 with the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus. These are some of the best portable outdoor Bluetooth speakers that you can get on the market right now, and there's a pretty big price difference between the two, but as you can see, they're fairly similar in size and design, and they have similar features and uses. So I want to get on here and compare them and give you guys a real and honest comparison of what really matters between these two speakers. I bought both of these speakers with my own money so I can give you a completely unbiased opinion. I'm going to actually compare what the practical differences of these speakers is, not just the numbers, okay? Up top we have the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus, and down low we have the JBL Xtreme 3. The JBL Xtreme 3 retails for $380, and the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus retails for $179. So $180 and $380. I'm going to be comparing the retail prices just for the sake of this video, because it seems that the prices kind of differ depending on sales. Right now there's a sale going on Soundcore's website where you can get like $54 off of this, which makes it like $120 something. So really a big price difference here. This is actually on sale right now for like $220, I think, on JBL's website. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to compare the retail price, because the sale price kind of differs, and depending on where you buy them, you might be able to get them for different prices. But I will leave that decision up to you guys. So to start off, the design of these two speakers is obviously a little different, but I feel that they are in the same class of Bluetooth speakers, being portable, being roughly a similar size, and also having a strap integration to where you can put a shoulder strap on these speakers and take them anywhere. Both speakers are waterproof, fully waterproof, completely submergible in the water, and dust resistant as well. So they're both going to be great speakers for outdoor use and using them in different environments. But there are some pretty big main features of these speakers that differ. So as you can see, the JBL is a bit smaller, but it's actually not much lighter. In fact, it might even be heavier than the Soundcore. This Soundcore, it's a pretty lightweight design for how large it is. The biggest difference that you're going to notice right off of the bat is the build quality between this Xtreme and the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus. The Xtreme 3 is built out of much more premium materials, including this fabric grille that surrounds it, as well as rubber bumpers on the ends, rubber coated passive radiators, a rubberized bottom, and these nice aluminum hooks for attaching the strap. So overall, the build quality of this JBL is very nice. This is going to be something that plays a big factor in your decision on which of these speakers you purchase. Now, the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus is pretty much an all plastic design. It's got a metal grill here on the front where you can see the two tweeters and two woofers. And then you got plastic passive bass radiators here on the side, along with a just completely plastic body. Now, I do like the design of this. I love that they have this nice big handle on top. That's something that I use a lot and appreciate so much more about this than the JBL, because when you're moving this JBL around, say you're just listening to it in your house or even just outside, it's kind of annoying to have the strap on it at all times, because it just gets in the way when you're moving it around. So it's nice to be able to use it without the strap in an environment where you don't need the strap. but it's also kind of hard to grip this JBL because of how big it is. So it would be nice if they integrated a handle like they did with the Soundcore. It's much easier and less annoying to move around. But as far as durability and build quality, JBL definitely has the win for that. The bottom here, there are some small rubber grippies which do work well, but it would be nice to see some rubberized coating along the edges or something like that, so it's a little bit more of a rugged speaker that can take some drops and hits. Nonetheless, as long as you're not throwing it around or dropping it on concrete, I do believe that it'll hold up to most of what you'll put it through. Each of these speakers come with a shoulder strap which connects to these aluminum hooks here on the speaker. This is the Soundcore strap. It's a lot more basic than the JBL one, but again, that kind of comes in play with the price point. You have a little bit of Soundcore branding here, and these are nice aluminum clasps, as well as these mounting points on the speaker. Now if we look at the strap for the JBL speaker, it does feel like a higher end strap, which it should for the price. You've got more little finishing touches like these little orange exclamation marks, the orange accents around the strap. They also put a rubberized grip here on a section of the strap so that it doesn't slide around on your shoulder. The material of the strap is also a bit thicker and higher quality. This is almost like a seat belt compared to this strap, which is still a pretty heavy duty strap, but compared to this, it's not as much. You also get a bottle opener here on the adjustment piece, and just overall it's a nicer, more sleek looking strap. Another difference in the accessories that come with these speakers is the charging cords. Here on the left is the JBL charging cord that came with the Xtreme 3. It's a nice, long, really good quality cord, USB Type-C charging for the Xtreme 3, and it has a built-in brick here that is nice, fast charging. You can also use it to charge your phone if you have an Android device. So I really like this charger that they included with the Xtreme. This is the charger that was included with the Soundcore. It's just a USB Type-C to USB Type-C. It's not as long and obviously doesn't come with a brick. That is something that's lacking on the Soundcore side, but again, it's also less than half the price of the JBL. Now we've already decided that the JBL has won in terms of build quality and durability. Now let's talk about the features that these speakers have to offer. I'm just going to be straight up, right out of the box. The JBL has way less features than the Soundcore. The JBL has a 15-hour playback time, where the Soundcore has 20 hours playtime. They both have auxiliary inputs and charge via USB Type-C. They also both have a USB output for charging extra devices off of the battery. You will get a longer playtime and a bigger battery in the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus. As I said earlier, they're both waterproof via these rubber flaps that close off those ports. So one of the biggest differences between these speakers is the app connectivity and the features and customization that you can control with the speaker. When you get a JBL speaker, such as this, you don't get a whole lot of customization. They've put a lot of work into fine-tuning the way that their speakers sound, and I guess they just want it to sound that way. They have kind of a signature sound to them, and you don't really get to customize that. So we'll go here into the JBL app. I'll turn this on. It also takes a lot longer to connect the speaker on this app than the Soundcore app. So overall, the Soundcore app is just so much better. But I just want to show you this real quick. On the JBL, it tells you your battery life up here. You can edit the name of the speaker. You get the user guide and software updates. and then you can control your party boost if you want to connect multiple of these together. But that's really all you have here. There's zero equalizer customization, and that's okay if the speaker sounds good right out of the box, which this speaker does. But when you go to the Soundcore, I'll show you the app. So I'm turning on the speaker now. You can see how fast this connects compared to the JBL. In this app, you have a lot of freedom, which I've always enjoyed with Soundcore. You've got volume controls, play and pause. You can even turn it off, and then you get a little battery indicator there. You've got auto power off, so you can set how long you want it to stay on until it turns off automatically. You have firmware updates and a user manual. There's also a voice prompt that you can turn on and off. And then you have an equalizer down here, which this equalizer is really good for a mobile app. Soundcore has really done a good job. You have 4 presets in the equalizer settings, and right out of the box it comes with the Soundcore signature sound, which I really am not a fan of. There are some people that like it, but honestly I think it sounds muggy. It doesn't really have good definition, and I just don't want to listen to it at all. Which is why I'm glad they have these different settings where you can customize your own EQ. Look at this, I already have 5 different EQ settings, and you can set a bunch of different EQ settings, so you can change it up depending on what you're listening to, and it'll save them. You can name them different names if you want. I just do custom and then a number. But you get a lot of customization with the Soundcore, so you can really fine-tune how your speaker sounds and get it to sound the way that you want it. Whereas the JBL, it sounds great, but you have to like the way that it sounds because you can't really change it. As far as these preset equalizers, my favorite is the treble boost. I think it gets the best clarity, vocals, mids, and it has a really good separation of sound. Not as heavy on the bass, but that's why I got these custom EQs, so I can get the sound that I want the best. Soundcore says that these 2 drivers here are dual titanium and pure silk dome drivers, so they're made out of titanium, which I guess is supposed to give it a better, clear sound quality. The tweeters in this Soundcore can also reach a frequency of 40,000 hertz. Most Bluetooth speakers will max out at 20,000 hertz. This JBL goes up to 20,000 hertz. So the fact that this can reach 40,000 hertz, you can get some really crisp and clear high frequencies out of this speaker compared to the JBL. So without doing any custom EQs or anything, right out of the box, the JBL definitely sounds better in my opinion. But here's the thing, guys, I'm gonna be real with you. The difference in sound quality between these speakers is not nearly as much as people make it out to seem. A lot of people have been saying that the Soundcore is way better than the JBL. It sounds way better, has better bass and everything. And I don't want to say that's entirely the case, because it's not. And the thing is, I've tested these side by side for a pretty significant amount of time, just going back and forth, listening to different genres. And I will say, personally, I do prefer the sound of the Soundcore, but not straight out of the box. I had to customize my own EQ to get it to sound the way that I like. But I think you can get this to sound really good. Compared to the JBL, you're stuck with how it sounds, which, again, it sounds really good out of the box. I was a little bit disappointed with the bass on this JBL. I just figured for how big of a speaker it was, it would be pushing some more bass, and I think it's totally capable of it, but the way that it comes from the factory, it just it doesn't really push out a thumping bass like I would expect it to. But overall, for overall genres of music and everything, I think you would be pleased with this speaker. If you were to listen to one of these, you would not complain about it, either one. But when you listen to them side by side, you can hear a little bit of a difference. And I think for me, why I prefer the Soundcore more is because it sounds more open. It's got a more open sound to it, and I think that's due to the tweeters, and also it has a little bit more of a deep, richer bass. I just think that the sound, depending on your EQ settings, and so let's use the vocal mode for example, it pushes out some really clear sound, and it's kind of fascinating because you definitely notice the difference. When you listen to the JBL right next to this, it just sounds more compressed. It sounds like the music is coming from one speaker, but it's almost like when you listen to the Soundcore, it sounds like you're almost in front of a band, you know, like it separates the different frequencies and sounds of the instruments so well that it's almost unbelievable that it's coming from one speaker like this. So in that sense, I really do prefer the Soundcore sound quality. But as far as clarity and bass and mids and highs, they're both very clear speakers. They both sound really good overall. The Soundcore has slightly deeper bass. It has slightly more crisp highs and mids. But it's weird because the Soundcore signature Equalizer preset doesn't sound clear at all. I would prefer it much more in vocal mode. You do lose a little bit of bass, but not much. And then if you still want to have crystal clear audio with good bass, you just go into your equalizer setting and create your own custom EQ. One thing that is better with the Soundcore in this realm is that it does get higher volumes, so it has more wattage, it's pushing out some more power than the JBL, so it does get significantly louder than the JBL. Not like twice as loud or whatever, but it gets like, if you would imagine like 2 or 3 clicks up on your phone, that's how much louder this Soundcore is than the JBL. I know I've been kind of rambling about this, but overall the sound quality is really not that different. Like it really takes you to listen to them side by side in order to hear the difference, and even at that, it's hard to choose which one sounds better. I was going back and forth between the two and just couldn't really get a definite thought of which one sounds better, and it also kind of depends on the music you're listening to. If you're debating on buying these speakers based off of the sound quality alone, it's gonna be hard because they're pretty comparable. So you do get more volume, you get a bigger battery life, it's a bigger speaker, so it's a little less portable, but it's also half the price, less than half the price. There's a $200 difference between these speakers in their retail price. And to me, it's a no-brainer that for the price, the Soundcore is the better option. But here's where you might decide spending the extra money for the JBL is worth it, and that would be the build quality. I think that's what really sets this JBL apart. It's just hard to beat this. This thing is a tank. These JBLs last a long time. I can't tell you for sure because I haven't been able to test this for years or whatever, but I'm pretty confident saying that this would last you years, even if you're bringing it to a job site and it's getting dirty and it's getting bumped around. These things are great and reliable. Now, the Soundcore is not that durable. It's not going to be nearly as durable. I'm not sure how long it would last. It's just a cheaper build quality overall. There you have it, guys. I think those are the most practical differences between these two speakers. They're both great speakers. Personally, I don't think this is worth $380. If you can get it on sale for $220, I think that's a great deal. I wouldn't pay any more than $250 for this. And for this Soundcore, even at the full price of $180, I'd say it's worth the price. And you can even find it on sale. They seem to do a lot of sales over at Soundcore right now. They've got the Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday sales going on. So you can get like $50 off of this. I got it for $40 off. If you just check them out on Amazon, there's different deals going on. But you can get a really good price for that, for this speaker, and I think it's a steal because this is a great speaker, guys. That's all I have for this video. I hope it helped you. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.